Welcome to 2024, the first season, if you will, of Beers and Budgeting of the Year. We're going to hop into it in just a second. Hey guys, welcome back to the Debt Free Millennials channel. I'm your host, Justine, and this is my husband, Kyle.
What's up?
And we're going to go over our budget for January 2024, our income, our expenses, what we spent money on, and we're going to do it while drinking a
brewski
beer.
A brewski beer. Name that movie.
Which he's seen.
Which I've seen now.
Yes.
And enjoyed. Okay, I think we did this one last month, but I don't remember. So we're doing El Segundo Brewery, the Mayberry IPA, 7.2%. This is a good IPA. I've had this one a bunch of times, and it's just kind of a standard even keel IPA. It's not like crazy on one side or the other as far as flavor goes, but it's a very drinkable brewski beer.
Brewski beer. I think we need to restock our beers.
Yeah, we did damp January, so we didn't have anything, so maybe that's why.
So good.
Yeah, very drinkable.
Yes.
And I don't claim to be an IPA guy. And that's very drinkable.
Yes. Also, we should give the people at home an update. You no longer have a stash.
Good, bad, neither. I'm here. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you got rid of the stash.
It was long. It was weird. It was like starting to stick out straight and stuff. It was beautiful.
And what's also funny is that your coworker also had a very impressive stash. And then you guys somehow, not planned, shaved off your stash at the same time. I was like, what are we, Twinkies?
Yeah, it was weird.
Little twins. Okay. Well, no stash aside, let's go ahead and get inside of the budget and see what we spent money on.
You mean a no stash bash?
No stash bash.
Of money.
Money.
Wow, it looks different.
You're going to notice that the template looks very different from last year. And if you're interested in picking up this exact same template, I've updated it. There are a few different columns here. You can download it for free using the budget toolkit link below in the description box so that you can start budgeting. I find that budget spreadsheets are just so helpful for us to actually track our income and expenses in the way that makes the most sense for us. This works best for my brain. I know you are okay with reviewing it. So what you're going to notice different from the last template is that I actually put together a spent from sinking funds column along with the running total. And then I thought it would be fun to do a percentage of the actual budget of how much this particular expense is a percentage of our take-home pay. So I included that for the sinking funds. I actually included for different categories that we've set up sinking funds for. And I have that video done. So if it hasn't published yet, it will be out soon, where I talk about perfecting the act of sinking funds and how you can incorporate that inside of your budget. All that aside, let's go ahead and hop into our real numbers to see what happened for January.
Okay, so we planned on bringing in 11,000. We brought in 11,700, which gives us $1,400, maybe $1,500, depending on how you round, left over. So good. We stayed in our budget. And that's all that I really care about.
And typically, we've talked about this before in previous episodes, but typically we are planning for a lower take-home pay than what we
typically bring in.
Typically is we bring in more. And we do that on purpose because we like having a smaller budget to work within so that we're not overspending in different areas. And we like to use that surplus money to fuel our different financial goals or spend money on the fun stuff. So it kind of tricks you into spending less, which I like.
There you go.
Okay.
Wow. I love the percentages already. And I also hate them because it's reminding me that we spend 35% of our take home on rent alone.
Yeah, it was almost 36%. We are definitely on the high end. This is like, I would not push past this. And what's killing me is that our rent is going up next month.
Yep.
So, and our daycare expenses went up too. This used to be $19.15 and now it's $19.95, and it's 17% of our take home.
What's crazy is I see a dude show up sometimes in a minivan with 3 kids that he's dropping off. And I'm just like, how do you afford that? That's got to be like $5,000 to $6,000 a month just in daycare, plus whatever rent or mortgage he has on top of it. I'm just like blown away by that.
I know CNN did a news feature about millennials who are struggling to move forward financially. And this is the perfect example. CNN, please interview us because we can show you even a debt-free couple is really struggling here because, that's over half of our, 53% of our take home is going towards 2 expenses alone. That is ridiculous. It's crazy. Anyway.
Okay.
Moving on. Soapbox.
Whatever, over.
Yes.
So electricity was in range. Everything. Is it color coded this time when we go over budget? Does it go red again?
I can, yes.
I like that. Maybe I don't know if you're doing that manually or programmed into the template.
It is not programmed into the template, but that's a really good idea. It's something I should look into. I was really happy that we only spent $658 on groceries because we were averaging over $700 a month on grocery expenses, so I lowered it to $675. I was being real careful with the grocery budget for January, and I was really happy to see that we were just slightly under.
I don't agree with the gas number because I know we went to Malibu. And we filled up in Malibu and came home.
And that was the only time we filled up.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess we didn't go anywhere besides Malibu, which was all right. Malibu was a little overrated. I thought it was going to be bigger, and it's not. It's just like a pier and a little strip of land along the coast. And that's about it.
Yeah.
But we did find some cool hikes that we did and like see ocean views and things like that. And that was always fun.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of Malibu was the El Matador hike and the beach and everything. That was fun.
Yeah, it was really cool. Definitely the trails and the beaches were really fun. But other than that, it's just a bunch of mega millionaires with their giant mansions.
Just mind-blowing sizes. Like, holy cow.
Yeah. And rehab centers, you told me. All the celebrities go to Malibu to do rehab treatments.
It's funny because then after having my GPS location on going through Malibu, and like we drove by a couple of the rehab facilities because you can't not go through Malibu without it. I got ads on my Facebook for like rehab facility. I thought that was funny.
Super funny. Should we go down to fun?
Absolutely.
Here's something fun.
I don't know if I believe that. Wow.
We only spent $169 on restaurants. And I do believe it because we did damp January. So we weren't going out to our happy hours to spend money on booze. And we were also trying to eat cleaner. So we're like, why would we go out and eat fried food when we're trying to stay more healthy? So there you go.
There we go. It did nothing for our weight loss. I was a little mad about that.
I think we got to do more than 30 days. To be honest with you, to really see results. I want to say 3 months would be more of a accurate thing.
No alcohol and no sugar, and it did nothing. I lost 1 pound, which you could say is within the realm of water weight. Rant over. I'll get mad.
Okay. We did, however, spend money from the shopping category. And what I did for this is I created a sinking fund for shopping. So you're going to see up at the top, here's how this works. When you set aside money for a specific category for a sinking fund that does not have an end date, such as money that you just want to continuously roll over month, such as shopping, like we didn't spend $500 on shopping for random crap, but we did set the money aside for it. And then we can add that as a running total towards the running total column. And then anytime that you spend money from the sinking fund, you're going to put it under the sinking fund column. So I actually set aside $500. I really spent $426.78, which gave me a leftover of $73.22 that I'm rolling over into February. Makes sense? That's how you use sinking funds for a savings goal that doesn't have an end date. Boom. Okay. And same thing with the Fun Money LA bucket list, which we did have expenses from our Malibu outing. And then I also was kind of confused about where to put like bars and stuff, like Flights Bar, a brewery. Where does that stuff go? Does that go in Fun Money or does that go in restaurants?
It depends. Like where we went up in Malibu, that was like a 1-day vacation. So I would say that comes out of like the Fun Money LA bucket list. Flights, that was just me going for a beer after work with a couple of coworkers. So that should come out of restaurants, in my opinion.
Okay. So then I can move that over to restaurants, which, okay.
I mean, it comes out in the wash. It just depends on where you want to, what column or row you want to take it out of.
True. Okay, because the LA bucket list category still has over $1,000 in it, which again,
which is fine.
$250 every single month to that. That's even on the high end. Like we could lower that if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
I moved our clothing budget back up to $100 a month, just kind of like stocking it back up. And then we kind of use it in one big shopping trip when we see something.
True.
Quinn money, I started adding $25 to it because I noticed I was actually spending. And here's the thing, because a lot of stuff from the shopping category was also for Quinn. But then I'm like, does it come out of Quinn money? Like her sippy cups or her toddler bed rail. Like these are supplies that I feel like we needed. Quinn money feels like more fun, like clothes and stuff.
I'll let you're running this budget, so it seems like another element of confusion for me. But if you want to just do that,
okay.
You can run with it.
Gifts was also, we had done $300 a month. Now, it does seem high, but when we go over a year-end review from last year, I think it'll all make sense. Okay. And then subscriptions, we spent money out of the subscriptions. Our Southwest Rapid Rewards credit card renewal. Okay, Amazon Prime renewal was $153.25. And we just got notified when we were watching movies on Prime the other day that now we're going to see ads. And if we don't want to see ads, we have to pay an additional $2.99 a month.
I'm starting to wonder if Amazon's even worth it, because half the time you buy something, it's a knockoff. And then, with the free shipping, a lot of places, if you just go to the manufacturer website, offer free shipping. And I'm like, so what's the advantage of Amazon now?
I have several thoughts about Amazon, and I'm going to be putting together a whole video on it because it's just, there's a lot of things that are wrong with Amazon that I'm coming soon.
Okay. Suspense going.
Suspense, yes. Okay. Down payment, vacation fund, Quinn's college fund. I simplified our future section because we had a lot of our investments actually labeled underneath the budget. And then I was thinking, are people really wanting to follow this? I feel like net worth could be its own separate series. So that's why I'm only putting exactly what we are investing from our take-home pay inside of the budget. These are real savings goals and investing goals that we have set aside from our budget. So $500 towards the down payment. Our home, you guys know, like kicked that horse about 500 times.
Yeah.
So altogether, we're sitting at $190 for everything, which is insane. Vacation fund is just over $5,000. Quinn's college fund is $8,500. And we are still contributing money from our take home towards Stash and Robinhood. So $120 going towards kind of these outside investing platforms. So there's everything in the bag. I also put this note here at the bottom because I am hosting a bachelorette party for my best friend this summer. And I did put that expense on my credit card with all of the guests Venmoing, Zelling me for that. So I was like, eventually that is going to be taken care of, and then I'll only pay for my share. But I wanted to note it here because it did come out of our budget. Well, came out of our checking account, not necessarily the budget. That makes sense. How are you guys tracking when you are splitting transactions with other people, Venmo or Zelle? And how are you tracking that inside of your budget? Let me know in the comments. I think this is a real thing that a lot of people are doing. Splitting transactions, or somebody's footing the bill and then everybody pays that person back. Also new for the template,
graphs,
is how we spent our money. And then you can see how this all breaks down. Obviously, daycare and rent gets the majority. And if you're like, wait, that says 38 and that says 18, when really over here that says 36 and 17, it's because we didn't spend all of our take home was more than the planned. So this percentage is off of the actual. These percentages down here is off of the sum of all of this, of the actual here, of what we spent, not what we made.
Got it.
Make sense?
Yep.
But it still kind of gives you a
good idea.
Yeah, a good idea. Like groceries and
water. I didn't know we started paying for water.
That is incorrect. Take that off. There we go.
That keeps making the rent go in the wrong direction.
I know. I gotta rework this, guys. Who's good at charts? I feel like I need to rework this. Pay attention to this. This is what I want the chart to be reflective of. And I thought I did that, but clearly not. So,
okay.
$1,471. What are we doing with it?
Just throw it in the down payment. I mean,
Okay.
down payment, move, house, whatever you want to call it, all that stuff. At some point, it's going to happen. And then we'll have to figure out what to do with the leftover money at that point.
That'll work.
I mean, that was an easy discussion.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, easy day. Thank you for joining us for this first episode of the 2024 season. We'll be back next month with more money, more beer, more everything.
Less mustache.
Less mustache. We'll catch you guys soon. See you later.